reality check. Are you ready? How many of you get angry when someone takes your favorite food from your plate without asking? Yeah, me too. Once my sister took a french fry from my plate. Just one. And I totally planned for a relationship breakup. We fought for TV remote like it was the throne of universe. We complained that we need separate bedrooms. And honestly, I even stood in front of a cupboard full of clothes saying, I have nothing to wear. See, we get panic over tiny problems. And then one incident made me realize that I'm looking at the wrong problem. That incident completely changed my perspective. That was my spark moment. Spark made me see the real problem much deeper. One ordinary day, I went shopping with my family. It was a hot summer day. The sun was blazing. At the traffic signal, I noticed some kids selling pencils and coloring books. Right in the middle of the traffic, under the hot sun. I watched them for a few moments and I felt a spark inside me. My heart felt heavy. My mom bought few pencils and they moved happily. That small instant sparked a big thought. It made me realize that God has given me everything I need. But I'd forgotten to be thankful, I'd forgotten to be kind, to be grateful, to notice others, and never to take what we have for granted. Kindness helps us glow. That spark made me feel alive. It made my ordinary day to an extraordinary day. I didn't find my spark. Actually, my spark found me. Since that day, I started noticing things that I never saw before. The watchman who stands in the heat all day just to make sure we are safe. The cleaner who does her work quietly before everyone arrives. Kids selling balloons instead of playing with them. The street vendor who gives an extra fruit to a hungry child. The old man at the temple who greets everyone good morning even though no one replies. The teacher who stays after school helping children without expecting any applause. The auto driver who waits patiently while an old woman gets in. These small sparks are my teachers. They taught me that kindness doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers and sometimes it's invisible. But it's always powerful. Those small sparks are mirrors. They reflected on what I had been missing. Gratitude, empathy, humanity. But I don't lie. Spreading kindness isn't always easy. How many of you have done nice things and immediately regretted it? Like helping your friend with homework and they end up getting more marks than you, or holding the door for someone and then 10 more people enter and now you're the official doorman of the class. But we don't feel kind all the time. When someone talks to you something rudely, your brain screams, come on, roast them. Then I remember my spark. Instead of getting angry, I smiled and said, I hope your day gets better. And guess what? They smiled back and said sorry. I realized that kindness doesn't make you weak, it makes you strong. We are in a world where people invent rockets, submarines, and artificial intelligence. We even reach the space, but we forget to reach the person standing right next to us. We build machines that can think, but we forget to build moments that make us feel. Kindness doesn't need a big stage or a big wallet. It lives in small moments. A smile, a thank you, a helping hand, or a letter can. When we practice this every day, we can make the world a better place to live in. A few acts of kindness can make big difference. We bargain with the street vendor for just 5 rupees, but we pay full price at big malls without a thought. Kindness is choosing fairness even though no one is watching. We pay extra for shopping bags in big showrooms, but we forget about the watchman who stands in the heat all day just to make sure we are safe. A smile, a thank you, or a water bottle can mean a lot. When we leave food at the restaurants, we can ask them to share it and pack it and share it with someone who might be hungry outside. Kindness is sharing, not wasting. If you see someone sitting around during lunchtime or playtime, invite them to join you. Kindness is making sure no one feels invisible. When we thank our teachers, but do we thank the akkas who clean our classroom? A simple thank you auntie can fill her heart with joy. Spending few minutes with your grandparents, listening to their stories is kindness too. Imagine a world where everyone smiled at each other, helped one another, and shared little acts of kindness every single day. No arguments, no loneliness, just people who care. Wouldn't it be a wonderful place to live in? I want to tell you a story from an African village. A story about a drum. Not just any drum, but a magical drum. Long, long ago, in a warm and colorful village, there lived a young boy named Kofi. Kofi lived in a small house but with a big heart. He loved helping others, whether it's in fetching water for elders, sharing his food with hungry children, and always smiling at whoever he met. One day, while walking in the forest, Kofi found an old wooden drum lying in the grass. The drum looked plain, but has something special in it. It glowed softly in the sunlight. Curious Kofi picked the drum and beat it 3 times. Dum, dum, dum. People from all around came running. They asked, "What happened, Kofi? Who needs help?" Kofi was amazed. The drum could bring kind people of the village together. Soon, everyone learned that the drum had some magic to bring kind hearts together. But there's something that made Kofi special. He never used the drum for himself. He only used it when others needed help. When an old man's roof is broken in the storm, he beat the drum, and the villagers came and built it again. When a mother had no food for her children, he beat the drum, and the villagers came with fruits, vegetables, and love. When someone is sick, he beat the drum, and the villagers came to care and comfort. Slowly the village changed. People didn't wait for Kofi's drum anymore. They started helping before hearing it. Kindness became a habit, a way of life. Kindness and thinking of others first could create magic stronger than any drum. So let's all remember to start one small act of kindness every single day. Friends, that's a beautiful Tamil phrase. Aram Seyya Virumba, which means desire to do good. And that's exactly what my spark taught me. To find joy in doing good and to choose kindness even though no one is watching. So, next time if someone asks you a French fry, maybe don't plan for a relationship breakup, share some ketchup too. As you live, remember this. We all have a spark inside us. Maybe it's waiting quietly or it's ready to burst out right now. Whatever it is, don't wait. Start it, nurture it, share it. Because if you start your spark, you don't just light up your path. You light up the whole world for people around you. Thank you.